Good evening and welcome back to DR Sports for another all-around Europe show where we look at and profile the top leagues in Europe and what's happened on this match day. Like, comment and subscribe. Where are you watching from? Who do you support in Europe? It's not just about the English, the French, the German, the Italians, the Spanish. Who else do you support? And let us know where you're watching from. Time to introduce my guests. A very happy, muy contento. Raul, estamos contigo. How are you, my brother? Great weekend for Real Madrid.
Amazing. Xavi, never leave Barcelona. Thank you very much, Xavi.
Dedicating
really
this
happy.
episode to Xavi Hernandez.
Sorry?
Oh, that's okay.
No.
We'll move on to, he's very happy. Move on to my left, Alessandro, the Milan fan. How are you, fella?
I'm good. We got 3 points on the board, so I'm happy this week.
Absolutely did. I think all of our teams won this weekend.
Yeah,
We've
we
also got Chrys as well from Parisian Londoner. Massive win for you as well, my friend.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a good Sunday for us.
It was. It really was for everyone.
Yeah, for everyone, you look like that. Yeah, you look like that.
When has this ever happened? What a beautiful occasion. It really is great to see. And obviously, Liverpool did beat Man City as well, which I'm sure we will touch upon. But I think it would be wrong to start anywhere else apart from La Liga. Looking at the table now, well, it looks a lot better for Real Madrid now that you are 3 points ahead of Barcelona. 3-1 win. I mean, I saw your celebrations on DR Sports yesterday. You even whipped off the Liverpool top, which I like very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
But what a result that is for Real Madrid.
I need to say that I was a bit scared, but a bit confident as well, because if you see the game for Barcelona, I didn't see Barcelona yesterday. I was expecting with one Barcelona with more attitude, more pressure, more chance, more goal at the end. But I didn't see nothing. If you remember a few years ago, one Clásico, Real Madrid back, Barcelona with goal. But yesterday, I see just the defender and the striker. I don't see no one in the middle. So at the end, I am happy. Of course, it's just 3 points, but happy for us and for Real Madrid.
You did say it was just 3 points before the game in our preview with Nico. He was looking very sad
Exactly.
in the corner. I mean, it is only their first loss in 5 games in La Liga. Do you think Xavi is under real pressure, or are you just saying that because you're a Real Madrid fan?
No, I said that he's under real pressure for sure. Listen, in this year is the another big game that Barcelona lost. Inter, Bayern, and Real
Bad
Madrid.
week.
So it's true, they are second on the table. They are second in the La Liga, but with the team of La Liga, Real Madrid, they lost. Bayern Munich, they lost. Inter Milan, they lost. So another big game, massive game, with Lewandowski without goal.
What do you think of, just taking it away to the rest of the table, Atletico de Madrid in 3rd place right now, Real Betis in 4th, the Champions League spot, Real Sociedad and then Bilbao, who played yesterday, and Valencia as well, they're in 7th, where Edison Cavani scored his first 2 goals for Valencia at the weekend. But looking at those Champions League spaces, do you think that's maybe how the table will now finish? With Betis 4th, Madrid 2nd.
I think it's a good opportunity for Betis. I will take Betis this year. They are doing a great season, like Arsenal. I will take Betis. It's the revolution.
Okay, yeah. Well,
It's
the
new
good
team
team.
this year, like Arsenal this year for the Premier. So let me see in the UEFA, because they are doing a great season as well. But I think the Athletic Bilbao have as well opportunity, or at the end Valencia. Great season with Gattuso and Cavani.
Yeah, you've seen Gattuso, what he's like as a player. We see him doing the same kind of stuff, whipping up the fans for Valencia. That job has been a little bit of a poison chalice in the last few years, because it is such a big club. It won many trophies, La Liga included twice under Rafa Benitez in 2002. Do you think Gattuso is the man, Alessandro, to take Valencia back into the Champions League and actually compete?
Well, when he was at Milan, I think, he nearly got us to the Champions League. I think we were just 1 point off on the final day. He is a good manager. He was all right at Napoli as well. And I think with this Valencia side, he brought in a few players that has that grinta like he does when he played football. And like Cavani, like all these players for him, I think he will do well this season. Yeah, definitely.
He didn't have any other opportunity, no, for have another team, big team for Champions League after Milan.
No, I don't think so. I think he was at Napoli for a little bit. Didn't go very well. I mean, he had a few good games, and then there was talks of him at Tottenham, and then there was something that came out, and then they didn't go for him in the end. And then there was Fiorentina as well, and then now he's ended up in Spain, and he's not doing too bad for the first 9 games of the season. So see if he keeps it up.
Yeah, Chrys, looking at that table, Atletico Madrid, 6 wins out of 9, 2 losses and a defeat. What's happened to them necessarily going forward? Because they don't score many goals, but they seem to grind out wins. Maybe that's El Cholo whipping them up on the side. But do you think they should be playing a little bit better? And maybe, I mean, they did win the league 2 years ago, and they haven't really competed since then.
I think the first issue is like, first of all, it was the issue with Griezmann. They didn't know like that he has to play only 30.
Staying now though.
Now he stays now, but he has to play only 30 minutes because of contract and everything. After that, now he still like doesn't really know like the real chemistry forward. He doesn't really see how Felix, Morata, Correa. He still doesn't know it. For me, that's just my opinion. It should be like the last year for Diego Simeone.
Really?
He's a legend.
I think it's 11, 12 years now.
Yes. He's a great one. He did everything for the club. I respect his work, but I think right now they need like a new spirit in a club. That's my take on it. Because I think what I'm saying is like they need to step up to the next level, and with Simeone they always gonna stay third and just look at Barcelona and Madrid like that, and you see what's going on because the game changed. The modern game is different, and now every time in Champions League, same things. You want to play defensive, but the mentality change. So if they want to go to the next level, I'm sorry, my opinion is like they need to get rid of Diego Simeone.
I mean, that would be a massive shout. He's had criticism of bedding in players like João Felix, maybe not a Simeone type of player. Would you take Felix at AC?
100%, I'll take Felix. We've got
everybody.
I think he has that creativity. I know it's not really gone well at Madrid, and this season he's not really playing. And as you can see, I think a couple of games ago he was furious on the touchline. Even his brother's liking tweets about him going back to Benfica and stuff like this because he's just not really happy. But he's a good player and he's still young. Was he 21? 20?
I think 22.
22. I think
so he's still got his whole career ahead of him. 22. So
I think he's having a lot of problems this year with Cholo because he need to play every game, and he doesn't understand that the decision is for the mister, it's not for him. But I think he's a great player, but you have, I don't know, a big problem in Atletico Madrid. I think, like you, too many years for Cholo in the same team. It's true that it's like Xavi. I want to see the Cholo too many. No, but now, if I speak about the football, it's too many years in the same team. Yeah. It's not good. I told you with the Liverpool, I have respect for him.
Yeah, but 7 years and 12.
Yeah,
exactly. Imagine at 12 years, and he got 2 opportunities for the Champions League. He didn't get, so that's it. Send out and change the mentality.
They are releasing the Ballon d'Or winners tonight, and I think we'd be silly not to talk about who could potentially win that. I mean, for me, there's only one name.
I think it's not even a question.
And unfortunately for us all, you win again.
Thank you very much.
Anyway.
But
I mean, it should go to Benzema.
No? Exactly, but well deserved for the last season. So I think
that's not even a question. Like
exactly.
Nobody.
Who else could
for me,
be there?
only one is Sadio Mane.
Mane, yeah. I don't.
And on the third one, I will put Lewandowski, if you ask me.
Because Sadio hit
first
the year
one,
he won the Cup of Nations, didn't he?
Got to the World Cup.
And you see, you're crazy. You were second for what, 1 or 2 points? I don't remember exactly. 1 point. You know what I mean? You were like in the final. Sadio Mane was everywhere.
I agree.
Everywhere it needs to be, he was there.
Well, let us know in the comments who you think is going to win Ballon d'Or. Maybe we put a poll up in the chat and you can vote. Not that that will actually count towards that person winning the Ballon d'Or, but it's a bit of fun regardless. One last look at the table in Spain. In the bottom places, Almeria, Cádiz and Elche. Who do you expect to go down and be relegated from La Liga?
I think the three of them, or one more, maybe Osasuna, but no, Almeria, Elche, Levante maybe, but...
I mean, it's not looking good for Sevilla as well at the minute.
No,
14th.
but if you see, they changed the mister.
Yeah.
The
they
manager.
got
Lopetegui was there, wasn't
Lopetegui.
Lopetegui, they get rid of it and they put Sampaoli.
another Italian.
No, it's Argentinian, no?
No, it's a
Sampaoli.
South American
Yeah.
Sampaoli.
Argentina. So, but I was thinking Italian, but because you have the same character and mentality. But they are doing a great season. Just 3 games with Sevilla, so they got 6 points and 1 draw with Borussia Dortmund out. So I think they changed the mentality and they changed the game as well. So let me see, because it's just 5 games with the other mister, with the old mister, and now I think they're going
Do
to be up.
do you hope to see the Club Deportivo Ibiza come into La Liga? So we can have a nice party in Ibiza to go away and watch
Why
Real
not?
Madrid.
Why not? Why not?
Hopefully. Big up to everyone in the comments. Mark Stewart says, if Benzema doesn't win, then it is a fix. And of course, we've had years where big names should have won. Van Dijk, Salah. They haven't won.
Van Dijk?
No, there was a year. Trust
no,
me.
Van
He came
Dijk,
second
no.
or third, right? He
I'm
missed
sorry.
out by like 1 vote,
He
bro.
never deserved it.
In 2019.
I'm sorry. Van
I don't know,
Dijk,
man.
and trust me, for me,
In 2019, though.
there's only 2 defenders in the world.
Who?
Virgil van Dijk, and people never spoke about it, Alaba. For me, there's only 2.
Okay.
And
Interested. Benzema lol, no doubt, says Madrid TV. I wonder why. Like that. Mark Stewart reckons Almeria, Girona and Osasuna go down this season. If Benzema does not win, they should stop this illegitimate Ballon d'Or trophy, says Parisian Londoner. It does not really mean anything now after all those rigged, what's the last bit say? All those rigged, I'm guessing, award shows or what have you. Madrid once again, says Juan 1000. There you go. De Bruyne deserves a Ballon d'Or before his career is done, says Dale.
No.
Interesting. Well, he definitely didn't yesterday. And again, we'll get onto that. But let's move on then to France then. Let's go to Ligue 1. It's a massive weekend normally when Le Classique takes place.
Yeah.
We saw that. And of course, you are part of Parisian Londoner, and he's a friend of the channel. So we actually have a video of him yesterday at the game. Let's have a look.
Right, live and direct from the Parc des Princes, end of the game. Beautiful win. Loads of smoke, loads of smokes, loads of flares, mental atmosphere. We smashed it. I mean, it was an incredible atmosphere. You can't see this anywhere apart from here.
Lot of tifosi, lot of smoke, lot
Our
of
ultras
flares.
were mental.
10 years.
I don't know what to say.
That's the
The
anniversary.
game was a
today.
bit tight though. The game was a bit tight, but that's an amazing win. 3 points. Smashed them.
We
Just
win.
1-0, but we dominated, to be fair. So no, job done. Really happy about it. And on to the next one.
Allez Paris.
Allez Paris.
Great to see Stu enjoying himself at the Parc des Princes. Looks like he definitely had a few beers as well along the way. Loads of flares, loads of smoke, as you saw. Amazing atmosphere. You got the result, but it wasn't easy, especially considering the new energy that Marseille got when that red card happened.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy. Marseille do like a pretty good season so far, and I'm not gonna lie, it was good for us to at least for once not have an easy game. We need that in a.
I mean, it sounds quite arrogant when you say that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna lie, we're really happy for once, but at the end of the day, like Mbappe say, we won. I'm happy because even after the game, Mbappe, like, because it was a lot of rumor, like he's gonna leave.
He did say, I'm happy and I'm not leaving in January.
That's what I'm saying. So this game, like, really clarified many things, and like I say, Paris still at the top.
Why are these rumours coming out if he's saying that he wants to stay? You tell us the situation. You know more than most. I mean, his deal with the club is very unique in the way that his contract is structured, what he can and
people say
and
he's
can't
like
do.
kind of like the new director of PSG.
Well, what do you think? Does he have too much power?
What do I think? I think it makes sense. In a sense, like, if I give you the biggest salary, like Cristiano Ronaldo when he was in Madrid.
Like me on DR Sports. Yeah. Joke, I wish.
In every big team, like for example, Salah in Liverpool
Sure.
or any team, when you have the biggest salary, we know everything has to be around you. That's what's going on with Mbappe. I think maybe, I'm not there, I'm not in a club, but what I heard is like the club said like, oh, we promise to you like to have this player, this type of player, that's gonna be the team for next year. It didn't really happen. So now I can understand he's upset. But on the other hand, that's my take on it. As a man, it is what it is. So you just gotta adapt yourself.
Farmers League in the comments says Madrid TV. What do you make of that claim? Because you mentioned earlier that it's boring when you just win every week. I mean, still undefeated in Liga, 9 wins out of 12, 2 draws. You say that, but you know we have seen other teams win Liga recently.
Because people always gonna make me laugh when they say Farmer League, but it's, for example, for the Premier League, most of the time when a player from the Farmer League come, is successful.
It is disrespectful, isn't it?
In the Premier League.
I don't like it.
When it goes to the Serie A, it's successful. So for me, we spoke about Betis Seville in Spain. The number 10 is Fekir, Farmer League 2, and I can go carry on for a long time. So for me, it makes sense, but it doesn't really make sense. But at the end of the day, people just expect to see us in the Champions League, and we see what we're going to do in Champions League.
Alessandro, looking at that table, you've got some big names there who haven't really performed this season, like Lyon, sitting in 10th place, no win in 5 for Lyon. I'm sure Chrys is very happy about that. But this top 4, I mean, Lorient, Lens in 2nd and 3rd, with Marseille in 4th. It's almost as surprising table as the Bundesliga right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think in all of the top 5 leagues, there's one team in each league that's surprising everyone.
Yeah.
In Serie A, there's Udinese. In Bundesliga, it's Union Berlin at the top. That Lens did have a good season last year as well, but Lorient, 4 wins in 5, 8 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss for Lorient, which is insane.
Unbelievable.
And then obviously the usual Marseille, Rennes, Monaco. But as you see, Lyon in 10th position, 4 losses out of 5 games. Obviously lost one of their best players in Paquetá in the summer, and looks like they haven't really gone out in the market in the summer and bought in the players for them. I mean, obviously they've got Lacazette back on a free, Toliso's back as well, but it just looks like it's not really clicking for them right now.
Jose Moa not really doing the
No,
business
he hasn't been
after
doing
he
some
was
for years now.
touted around. I'm actually at the Liverpool-West Ham game on Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to seeing Paquetá in the flesh because he's been doing really well. When you look at teams like Nice, who have big name players in their squad, you saw Kasper Schmeichel leave Leicester and go there this season. I mean, difficult to really put them in the Champions League spots, but it hasn't been the best start of the season to them either. And then at the bottom, you've got Strasbourg, who actually came to Anfield in pre-season and won 3-0. Yeah, and I was there, and it was unbelievable. We did have our, F team out, but Strasbourg, Ajaccio, and Angers at the bottom there, Chrys.
The one is really surprising is like you just said, Strasbourg. Because of like last year and the coach, people were expecting to be more like in the middle of the table of the league. And I don't think they're going to stay like all year at the bottom. I don't believe it. Nice is a bit surprising. Not really, but it's a bit surprising too because of the people, like they bought some player, but it's not really a consistent player. Nicolas Pepe come from a kind of weird season with Arsenal. I don't really know what to say.
Apparently, he's flopping at Nice.
Exactly, yeah. So
can't get any luck at the minute.
There's Aaron Ramsey.
Ramsey.
They bought Ramsey and Barkley.
Ross Barkley,
I'm sorry, Ramsey and Barkley.
They're not good players, are they?
We forget about them To be honest.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
it's kind of like Arthur Melo in Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's a player you don't understand
Why he's there.
where he's there. So
I mean, was there no more offers for a Barkley or a Ramsey than Nice? I mean, listen, beautiful place to go, Nice.
to leave, yeah.
To live, brilliant, and that's a big factor of going to Nice. But I mean, they're not doing great. And if you look at the other teams in and around them, Auxerre, again, a big French team. Remember, we bought Djibril Cissé from Auxerre in 2004.
Yeah.
Is there any surprise names in Ligue 1 for you right now?
On the no, we have in the other team or just.
Well, is there anyone in the league, in the French league right now, who you think, wow, maybe they're having a better season than you thought? We were talking about Lorient and Lens, but I think Lille as well, having probably a season to forget at this stage, even though they've won the last two. But Lille only won the league, was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
Well, yeah, 2 years ago.
Just in the middle, no? The PSG, Lyon, and PSG, no? Or
Yeah,
something like that,
2 years ago. But Lille, Paulo Fonseca. So I think they're in the right place. It's more Lorient. People didn't know, but the coach had a really good hype. That's a new coach. He was training like the young team, and people have high expectation. But we didn't expect second in the league. To be honest, no one.
Well, there you go. MD saying Mbolo is balling out in Monaco as well.
That's the team I don't understand. Monaco. They're supposed to be second or third.
They're so up and down, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. I don't know.
But yeah, Monaco currently in 6th. Decent form though, 4 wins in 5. But there you go, there's your Ligue 1. Look at the table. Looking good for Paris. Looking like it could be another league title for them. I mean, anything less is unacceptable at PSG. You have to at least win the league and the French Coupe de France. And that's the bare minimum when you have the access to funds, etc., right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Bundesliga, so yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would agree.
And that's what you expect from Madrid, or the Premier League is the only league is a bit different.
It is. You're not wrong.
But I think that we are seeing that. I think we spoke last week. We are seeing that while every league more competitive. So, Italian league, the French league as well. Just the Spanish league, just 3 points. Now they are Arsenal 4 points. So, I don't know what happened in the future, but at the moment, we are seeing a great football in every league.
Yeah, no, it's if you're a European football fan, this is a great time for you because everything's so close. You know, there's a lot of surprises, as we said.
Exactly.
A lot of Clásicos this weekend in a lot of different leagues, and it's difficult to keep up with them all when they start at the same time as certain other games. But no, Neymar scores the goal that beats Marseille for PSG, and they stay top. Let's go to Italy now. As a Milan fan, we're reacting to the news now that Rafa Leao is joint 14th in the Ballon d'Or list with Fabinho, Liverpool's Fabinho. And we're up to 11th now. So 20th was Cristiano Ronaldo, 17th Luchito Diaz, vamos, Casemiro, Dusan, Vlahovic, of course, as well. 16th Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho and Rafa Leao at 14th, Haller at 13th after an amazing year with Dortmund. Riyad Mahrez is 12th and Son 11th. What do you make of that so far, seeing a Milan player in there?
Yeah, Magnan came 25th as well, so Magnan was there as well. Rafael Leao had an amazing season last year. I think he won MVP for Serie A last year, and again he's turning up when we need him most. The problem is with AC Milan now is everything's coming down the left with Theo Hernandez and Leao, so we need something on the right. So we're not always looking for Leao to do something. And when you play the top teams, like we can go to the Chelsea Champions League, when Leao gets shut down by Reece James and Koulibaly, who's there to? There's no one else there to kind of create for us, and that's what the problem is. So I'm hoping we get someone in on the right, so Leao has more freedom to just play without pressure.
Listen, it hasn't been the worst season for Milan. Looking at the table, third, 7 wins from 10, 1 loss, 20 goals scored, 10 conceded, 23 points, 4 wins in 5. But I guess the real test or the barometer of how you're doing as a team was really tested against Chelsea in the Champions League. We all saw it playing an English club, and they were kind of exposed a little bit. I mean, it was 5-0 across the 2 games. How did you react after that, going into the game at the weekend, which you slimly won 2-1 against Verona, was it?
Yeah, Verona, who are sitting at 18th, and have changed their manager as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Today went to Marseille during the season. They got a new manager, but it was a tough game, and it was tight. I mean, I know we have, I think, 10 players injured, and at least half of them that are in our starting 11. But of course, there's no excuses. But yeah, against Chelsea, we started off well, and then obviously what happened with Tomori was a shame.
Never a red card for me.
Never. It doesn't.
I think
it doesn't make sense.
No.
Like
what I think is, if that challenge or foul was in a league game in Italy, Spain, or England, I don't think he would even give a penalty, because he carried on, he took the advantage. But maybe in Champions League it's a different story. But
I have to say the ref was awful that night.
Yes, he was.
He was awful. Yeah. From a Milan perspective, I would have been so upset with that referee.
You got to move on, and we got 2 games to get through, and that's what we have to focus on, and that's what we tried to do yesterday, and we got the 3 points, and that's what matters, and we just got to keep going.
Are you confident for the next round?
For the Champions League?
Yeah.
We should. Magnan should be back. We should have a few more players back as well. I'm confident. I didn't see.
Just 6 points.
It's just 6 points. To be fair,
it's not with Chelsea again.
It's a really tight group, and of course the way Chelsea are playing as well. Chelsea can even help us by beating both of them teams as well.
Like, very important.
But yeah, I think I'm confident we can get through.
As we said, slim victory yesterday, 23 points. Only 2 teams ahead of you are Atalanta and Napoli. I mean, Atalanta is still unbeaten in the league so far. Really good team. But Napoli win again this weekend. And, I mean, we all saw what they did to Liverpool in the Champions League, what they did to Ajax. The number 77 they have. What's his name?
I can't say his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Cavaschellia.
That's the one, Cavaschellia. He looks scary, this kid.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
They're saying he's the Georgian Ronaldo or some
yeah,
like
Georgian Messi,
the Georgian Messi.
You want to know a funny story? Nice was about to buy him,
really?
but they say, nah, I don't think he's going to fit.
There's a few clubs.
Yeah,
it's only going for 10 million.
10 million.
10 million
it
euros.
wasn't like, we don't think he's going to fit.
I reckon this guy's 75 mil now.
I think
seriously, bro.
Nah.
Have you seen how he plays?
He's very good.
He's extremely.
It's only the first few months.
I give him like I give him 40 or 50, but nah. For me,
50,
if he didn't even did like 1 year. Like.
Okay, yeah. but you have Arsenal fans saying Saliba is worth 100 mil, and he's only played 9 games. So I know what you're saying. Yeah. But from what I've seen of him so far, I'm so impressed. And Napoli, the atmosphere that they have, it's unbelievable. Did you see a video? Napoli were playing Ajax in Napoli, and someone was like half a mile from the stadium, and the Champions League anthem was ringing out, and you know the bit where it goes, the champions, they say it at the same time, and it was like, oh, that atmosphere. I'm not surprised we lost 4-1.
No, that's the culture in their country. Like Napoli is really, when you go there, you see, it's not like that's
culture.
The culture is like all the cities around the football, and it's really crazy. Or they believe in 2 things, Maradona, maybe football, and after
And Napoli.
Exactly.
Napoli is like that.
All the passion there.
The passion is crazy.
It really is unbelievable. Are you scared that they could maybe win the league and take the Scudetto off the hands of?
I think they have.
Of Milan?
I think they're the ones that we need to be scared of. I think the thing that's different from last year with Napoli is when Napoli struggled in games, they didn't have the players to come on. Then now they've got Diego Simeone, who's scoring every time he comes on. Raspadori as well. Giovanni Simeone.
Giovanni,
And then they've also got Raspadori. They come on and they change the game.
Zelinski is smashing it as well.
And Zelinski as well.
For me, the best is
Anguissa. And Anguissa as well in the midfield, running it. Lobotka's playing well. So they've got the balance in that team is incredible. And as you can see from the results, not just in Serie A, but also in the Champions League, they're right now running away with it.
Would you like to play Napoli in the Champions League as Real Madrid? right now?
After
I think you could struggle if you went there right now.
we can't because we don't have all great season, and then they are on top of Liga, the Italian league. But I don't know if you don't get Napoli, who do you prefer to get?
Well, this is the thing.
It's a Bruges maybe.
Yeah.
So, but if
Simon
it's
Millet
impossible because
in
it's
goal.
the first on the group.
Yeah.
So Atletico Madrid maybe, Napoli, Atletico Madrid. Nice, not for us.
Arnautovic, top goal scorer in Serie A. Unbelievable stat that is, considering he was linked with Man United in the summer. Considering that they've sold Koulibaly and Mertens,
And Insigne's gone as well.
gone to America, the fact that they're top of Serie A right now, unbeaten. I mean, the manager, unbelievable from him so far. Abodi Sashifa says you have to mention Udinese this season. They have overachieved with former Premier League players.
Definitely,
They deserve a shout.
class.
Yes.
They beat Roma 4-0. They beat Inter 3-1. They went on a run, but they drew actually away to Lazio, which is
It's still a good
phenomenal.
result.
So it's a great result because Lazio, before that draw against Udinese, won 4-0 3 games on the bounce, which
Yeah.
is a record. So Udinese, as I said in a few episodes ago, one of the teams of the season so far. They're a real surprise. We've got players like Delafeu, at Barcelona, and Roberto
crazy.
Pereira, Beto. They've got some incredible players, and then Sotil, the manager, that's come in, has just changed the dynamic of the club, and they're doing really well right now.
And also, it was the Turin derby at the weekend. Vlahovic getting the goal for Juventus to beat Torino. But if Torino had won that game, then they would have only been a few points behind Juventus, which is telling, really, considering as Juventus have drawn 4 games, lost 2. Do you think Allegri might have saved his job there, or is it a little bit too late in the day?
Well, the director came out straight away after they lost to Maccabi saying he's not leaving, and
Yeah.
I don't think he will leave with
Well, who
the
else
amount
is there to
there-
go?
There's no one else there for them to get, and also the wages he's on is
Yeah.
incredibly
Yeah.
high, and the financial, you know how it is in Italy, and Juventus are struggling themselves with it. But yeah, Juventus come back with a win. See if they can get a run of games. I think.
Is it
Yeah,
10 years in a row now they've won it? Or 9 years?
yeah, they won it 9
Apart
years in a
from-
row,
Yeah,
and then
won it.
Inter won it, and
Inter,
then Milan won
yeah.
it. But Chiasa's on his way back, so he should be back in a couple of weeks, and Pogba's back soon as well. So they should start to get some of their players back. That, as Allegri said as an excuse, he was saying that try and take out 5 players out of Napoli and Milan and see where they'd end up. And
Yeah, no, it's a good
we
point.
ended up beating them 2-0 with 5 of our starting 11 out. So
It's a good point. Dale Wilson in the chat says, would Conte leave Spurs if he's offered a return to Juve? Obviously, he hasn't signed the contract yet at Spurs.
I think so.
An Italian manager, can you ever really turn down the opportunity to manage Juventus as an Italian? And he obviously used to play and coach there.
Yeah, he used to play. I think he's gonna go there. I'm not
Tottenham
gonna.
fans be worried then?
Tottenham fan, like, I don't think they have to be worried because Beppe Marotta really back up Allegri. Because if you see the type of play like Juventus do right now, it's really boring. It doesn't make sense. With the quality of player they got on the pitch, it really actually doesn't make sense. So
You see a lot of similarities with Allegri and Diego Simeone,
Yes.
where they're not playing the modern football, and it's not working
Maybe
out
10
in both
years
their
out of
leagues.
date.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, let us know in the comments who you think will win Serie A this season. Is it Napoli? Can Juventus come back and win it? Or will AC retain the Scudetto? We'll see. We'll find out. Thoughts on Divock Origi quickly?
He needs consistent minutes.
My king?
I think yesterday he played about 20-25 minutes, and he didn't do too bad. I think Giroud has played consistently for the last 12 games, and the last few games you can see he needs a rest. And this is when we've now got a run of games where we're playing near the bottom of the table teams, and this is where we need to start playing our young players that we've signed and get Origi to
I'm a big
start,
fan of
because
his,
he needs
man.
to score. And once he scores, I think he'll start performing for us.
Abodi saying, my money is on Atalanta to win Serie A. Napoli will win, says Gunners. Let us know. Keep it in the chat and let us know who you think will win. Let's go to Germany now. And again, as we were talking about, there's so many teams in Europe surprising people. I'd say the number one team, maybe, arguably, Union Berlin, still top by 4 points as well. This isn't a 1 or 2 points. I mean, they beat Dortmund away. Was it away or was it home?
I think they won 2-0 at home.
They won 2-0 at home, which again, for Dortmund, there's 1 win in 5, which isn't great for them. They're in 8th. But, I mean, when Bayern Munich are a second to Union Berlin, then that is some record. And Freiburg, Hoffenheim, Frankfurt, these are all teams ahead of Dortmund, Leipzig, even Wolfsburg, Stuttgart, Leverkusen recently with Xabi Alonso. Chrys, you were talking about Union Berlin earlier.
Yeah.
What a great start for them.
For me, because I kind of watch a little bit, it's not really surprising. Union Berlin is surprising the first. I'm not gonna lie, but since like they came back from Bundesliga, every single league, like they become better and better. Like the way the board, like the club is really, 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 really like well organized. So I'm not really surprised they did that good, but I'm not gonna lie. It's just because Bayern lost, like they draw some games they shouldn't. Like they just tried to find their way. So that's why Nagelsmann was a bit of pressure, but Bayern gonna win like the Bundesliga as usual.
So do you agree with that? Bayern Munich win the Bundesliga this year, even though 5 wins, 4 draws and a loss, and it hasn't been an easy transition for Sadio Mane either.
I don't know if they can win the league, but I am surprised because they need to keep the result. Like they need to keep the result every weekend. So, but because at the end, one new team is really difficult. Keep this mentality every weekend, just 3 points. But at the end, so if we remember, Bayern, they are playing in the middle of the week as well. Maybe it's a good opportunity for Berlin this year.
Freiburg in 3rd place as well, just a point behind Bayern. I mean, if you were to bet on the top 4 of this league, Alessandro, before the end of the season, who do you reckon gets that top 4 slot?
Well, last 5 games, Leipzig have kind of picked up, got 3 and 5. I think some of the teams have just started off slow. I still think Bayern's going to top it. Hoffenheim are doing well. I'll probably say Bayern, Dortmund, Hoffenheim, and I think Leipzig will come back. I think they'll come back as well. I think that will be the top 4 for me.
Yeah, and Leverkusen need to do a lot of work down there as well under Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
Do you think he could be a good manager when you consider the managers he's played for, the Mourinho, Ancelotti, Del Bosque, etc., etc.? He's played under some very good managers.
I don't know about that because people like to say that about play. Like,
yeah, no, it doesn't always work.
It doesn't, you know. Yeah. What about Pirlo?
Yeah,
what about Seedorf? I can give you a long list.
I
can give you a long list of many managers. Like, I think Xabi Alonso, I have faith in him. I have faith in him, even understand the Bundesliga because he was playing for Bayern. So the culture he already knows, kind of like the German culture. So I think he can do something. And I'm not going to lie, he got some really great player. And Wirtz, I don't remember, like the young one, like the Wirtz, like second Frederick, the people call him like that. I think he's better than Frederick, but that's just my take on it. He's going to come back. And yeah, Leverkusen got a really good team. He can do something. They're not supposed to be at the bottom like that.
Yeah. No, listen, I remember in the early 2000s, you know, they got to the Champions League final against Real Madrid when Zidane scored that volley.
Yeah.
You know, so that was over 20 years ago now. So Ballack back in the day before he went away.
I think they got Roberto, Pizarro. Yeah, that was the player they got.
They had a great team, Leverkusen. Let us know where you think Leverkusen will finish at the end of the season. Abodi says Union Berlin also have the best defence in the Bundesliga, only conceding 6 goals all season in 10 games. That's unbelievable. MD says Bayern is winning the league. Way too much quality up front. So it's interesting to get your thoughts. And even though Union Berlin are 10 games in with a few wins on the board, the majority of you reckon Bayern come back and win it. Interesting. Let's have a quick look at the Portuguese league now. We like to keep an eye on all leagues. I mean, it's pretty much, maybe apart from the exception of Sporting in 5th, it's pretty much as you'd expect, is it not, Alessandro?
Yeah, Benfica's had a solid season so far, even in the Champions League, going toe to toe with PSG, beating Juventus away. Like they're on form, and even Porto, they're doing well. Yeah, Sporting 4 and 5. I think they had a slow start, but I think they've kind of picked it up now. But it's always usually the 3 or 4 teams, Braga in there as well. It's always usually them 4 teams in and around them Champions League spots. So.
What did you make of Benfica when you played them recently? One of their players said Neymar is a very good player, but he's very annoying on the pitch. I would agree with that. I do think so. But what did you think of Benfica when they played you?
I was expecting to be a tough game.
Yeah.
But I was more like concerned about our front 3, like Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. Portuguese league, like people forget, they're really technical and they're really good on the they're really good on the ball.
This is why Liverpool, our scouts are told to look at. Well, I mean, you saw
Luis Diaz,
Darwin.
You have like every year, if you watch like the Portuguese leagues, Porto, Benfica, and Sporting, they're always gonna always gonna find like some great or amazing player. So I was expecting that, but I didn't expect us like to struggle a lot, like to score a goal. And they had like a young one in defense, I forgot his name, but it's really crazy, and I think people should watch him. He's got like 19 years old, 20 years old. Like
Enzo Fernandez, is it the Argentinian? Fernandez.
I don't remember, I'm not going to lie. He's defender for Benfica. He was playing against... No, not him. It is really crazy. But Benfica is a crazy team, Porto as well, and Braga got a great sense of style of play.
Do you know what? I actually would say Braga have one of the most unique stadiums in world football.
Off the cliff.
They have a cliff with the scoreboard in the cliff.
Okay.
And one half of... Well, do you think that affects the atmosphere, though? If you've got one half of... Well, I say one half. Behind one of the goals, there is no stands, seats. It's literally a cliff.
I've never seen that.
So you can smash the ball over it, hit a rock, come back in. It's crazy out there. I remember Liverpool played there once in the Europa League. It's not nice. It's there you go. Look at that, man. That's incredible.
I think
that is amazing.
It's different.
In the middle of the mountain.
Yeah, literally. And there's nothing, architects can do. You have to leave that alone.
You have to.
You can't touch that. Well, they have put a massive screen on it, so that in the wind that could fall down. You never know. Braga in 3rd place. Sporting, after losing Mateus Nunes, are in 5th. And again, what a place to buy players from. If you're one of the top 6 teams in Europe, this is really... Every year, Porto sell their best player. Benfica have to sell. You have to respect the model because it allows the club to continue. But
I would like to say we need to respect, because I agree with you with everything. But then at the end, I need something else from this team, because a lot of years ago I didn't see one top team in Europe.
They won the Champions League in 2004, Porto, 2004.
Mourinho.
So yeah, but
20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like 10 years, 15, so no. And then they have a great team as well. For example, PSG, you didn't win this year to Benfica.
No.
And also,
are you
Braga
expecting second?
Now owned by PSG. Braga, PSG.
Technically,
Braga.
QSC own like some stack of Braga. They're not the main one.
Well, there you go. Liga Portugal, Benfica at the top, Porto in 2nd, Braga, and Casapia, worth mentioning, in 4th place as well, and Sporting just underneath them. Boa Vista as well, a big team from the past too. Let's go to Holland. I'm actually going to be in Amsterdam next week to watch Ajax versus Liverpool in the Champions League. Very much looking forward to that. As you'd expect, pretty much Ajax at the top, which again is still difficult considering the players that they've sold. When you look at Anthony, etc. PSV, Xavi Simons,
and
flop at PSG, but send him to PSV, and I think he scored 2 goals at the weekend. Very good player.
Yeah.
Did you make a mistake there?
No, because it makes sense. He couldn't have the time to play consistently. He's a young player. He's 17, if I remember correctly. So he needed like to play consistently. So and we have a buyout clause, like we can buy him back real quick. So it makes super sense.
Good deal. PSV finaled AZ Alkmaar in fourth. I mean, it's a league that doesn't maybe get the credit that it deserves when you think of some of the players that get bought from the league. Ajax take on Liverpool next week. Who do you think will win that one?
Liverpool, sure.
Yeah,
I think that you can.
Yeah.
You can.
I think
win,
if we
so.
win that, then it's
No,
qualified.
but for me, you're gonna win. No question about it.
I don't know what happened in Anfield, but
Yeah, very slim victory.
I think I think that when you lost in Anfield, it's the same weekend that you just 2 weekends in a row, so you didn't get a great result, maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So just
And they have
15, 20
Last
days
minute
back.
winner,
Yeah.
Matip.
They have a few
Yeah.
good players. Kudus, Bergwijn is having a great season as well. I
And
think Tadic has fallen off a little bit this season. He's not
man.
really doing
Bit
well
old this year.
And the mentality after winning to the
all the way to
City.
the,
So the
Yeah.
mentality is very important.
Let us know in the comments who you think wins Eredivisie. We've got a Bodie here saying Steven Bergwijn having his best season with Ajax. He scored an offside goal, a good offside goal actually at Anfield. If they can be good offside goals, I guess they can. But there is your Euro roundup. We will touch on the Premier League just before we get into the latest Ballon d'Or odds as the event kicks off. Where is this event being held? Do you know? Is it in
Châtelet
Switzerland?
in Paris. It's
Oh,
not
it's
in
in
Paris.
Paris.
It's
Yeah,
in
Paris.
Paris,
Usually in
Châtelet.
Paris, yeah.
Just,
Okay,
I
great.
wanted to say, because we speak about the Ballon d'Or, shout out to Sebastian Haller, because
Yes.
he's sick and like he's like
Massive
30th.
shout out.
So I just
Massive
want-
shout out to him, what he's going through. Obviously, everyone sends their best thoughts and wishes. But on the Premier League, we can see here Liverpool beat Manchester City. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, in my head, I was thinking, right, it's going to be one of three things. We're going to win 1-0 or 2-1. It'll be 4-4, or we could lose 5-0. Could have been any of those scores. But do you think Liverpool beating City shows people, don't mess or write off Liverpool? We're still Liverpool, it's still Anfield. Were you surprised by the result, any of you?
Honestly,
You
I
told me,
always have faith in Liverpool personally.
You're a big Liverpool fan, to be fair.
I'm not a Liverpool fan.
No, you are, yeah.
Like in Premier League, I kind of like Arsenal, to be honest. Sorry.
What, this year?
Every year.
Oh, okay.
I told you before the game, so I was expecting what different result at the end. So I didn't see Haaland yesterday. I need
He's
to
in
say
Van
that.
Dijk.
Yeah, he's Van Dijk pocket. Van Dijk.
I think Gomez played
Yeah, I
very
know,
well
I know,
yesterday.
but
It's unbelievable, man.
yeah, but I don't know. And after that, so at the end, I remember one Liverpool like at Real Madrid. So back and then 2-3 opportunity, one
Yeah,
goal.
cool.
This is for this reason. I would like to ask to you guys, what do you prefer? Because it's a really controversial in Spain at the moment. Do you prefer get the 3 point or play well? Because
I think we did both yesterday.
I think
it was
they
our
did.
best performance of the season against a team that's just so far ahead, maybe not of Arsenal, but is just so good. But I think, I can't say we stopped De Bruyne totally, because he still did have some moments
yeah.
where he had his head up, he had time and he crossed. But do you think, I mean, I would take the win. I want to win every game, but when you can play well as well, it makes you stand out as a real great team. But I don't know, man. I yesterday was all about getting that win. We needed the points, and we kind of stopped the supply enough to the point where people were saying, is this their only thing? De Bruyne to Haaland? Can they not? Well,
Yeah.
it's a valid question. Do you think that route that is so obvious that they want to happen, give the ball to De Bruyne so he can find Haaland, do you think teams maybe might work that out? Still difficult to stop it, even if you do work it out, though.
I know Liverpool are having not the best of seasons, but it's not a Liverpool over the last 5 seasons that haven't done anything. They've been 3 out of 5 Champions League finals. It's this and at Anfield, it's always going to be trouble for City. But yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people are saying, where they're not reliant on Haaland, but that main point is to get the ball to him, so he puts it in the back of the net. And yesterday, I didn't see him getting to him at all, to be honest. So yeah, I think Liverpool played well.
Interesting.
I think that The 3 point, yes. And yesterday, the 3 point, maybe you get in the bench. Guardiola, I think the Guardiola, he didn't trust in the bench yesterday. He moved so late to the bench. He didn't do anything important yesterday.
Tactically yesterday, Klopp, spot on.
Yesterday, yes.
And we've criticised Klopp for his tactics in the past, Liverpool fans. But yesterday, it was like he thought ahead of what Pep might do and then put the team out to combat that, which was unbelievable. And listen, Haaland is still having one of the best seasons we've ever seen.
Yes,
We're currently seeing that in the running for the Ballon d'Or, 4th place, Mohamed Salah, obviously an incredible first half of the season last year, not so much second half. Mbappe, 16-1. Erling Haaland, 12-1. The second clear favourite after Karim Benzema. Going around the table now, one word, who wins this Ballon d'Or tonight?
Benzema.
Benz, 100%.
Benzema.
Let us know in the comments, does Haaland deserve to take it over Benzema? I don't think you can say that considering the run he had in the latter stages of the Champions League and of course went to win it. Vamos. Against Liverpool in the final. So I would go with Benzema. Let us know in the comments what you think. What a show that's been, by the way. We've just covered 6 leagues across Europe, the best ones at that. Raul, thank you very much for joining us as always. Great win for you.
Thank you.
Great win for Alessandro. Great win for Chrys. And a great win for me as well, of course. If you've liked the video, please press like, comment with your thoughts on the show, and we'll see you next time. Take care. All the best.
Take care.